Welcome back to my channel. Greetings, everyone. This is Q, man, and I hope everyone's having a fine Saturday. I am. I'm in paradise, and guys, I'm really enjoying myself in the day. And guys, today we're going to talk about how to develop a VA claim for disability, okay? Now, guys, there's a lot of aspects of this. I'm not going to cover them all. I'm going to give you something that's basic, but it's very important. Now, let me start off by saying, guys, I am an advocate of the VA, guys. I am a straight advocate of the VA healthcare system. Now, the VA administration that processes claims for disability, that's a different story, guys. But I am a advocate of the VA, guys. I receive a lot of benefits. I've received a lot of back pay. I receive compensation, guys, and it's great. It allows me to have the quality of life that I have, okay? So now, let's talk about first, you need to understand what is service connected. What is a service connected injury or illness, okay? The first category is a condition that you had prior to going in the military, that because of your military service, it got worse, okay? That's the first category. Now, guys, so I can stay on track, guys. There's some people coming in the live feed. I appreciate you. I'm going to shout you out and get to you later. The second service connection is due to your military service, this happened to you while using the service, okay? The third category, service connected, is it falls under the category of secondary conditions. You have a service connected injury or illness, and because of that, it caused you to have another problem. You can request service connection for that. Let me give you a quick example, and it can, guys, there's a lot of different categories. So let's say that due to your military service, you have bad knees, and you've had bad knees for a while. They've been giving you problems, and you start having hip problems. And the healthcare provider says to you that because your problems with your knees is now causing you to have problems with your hip, we may need to replace your hip. Because of your knee problems, that hip injury can be, okay? Everybody get that? Everybody understand that? And there's several examples of service connection. So guys, now let's get to the meat and potatoes. Let's talk about how to develop a VA claim. When you get your award letter from the VA, you got to read the whole thing. And the most important thing on that letter is on the first page. It's the date. You've got 1 year from the date of that letter to file a notice of disagreement for any problem that you disagree with on that letter. Okay? Now, you have to have knowledge of your medical records, guys. So when you read the whole letter, at the back of the letter, they start breaking down each condition, why they approved it, what they awarded you, and why. So let's say that you have PTSD. They awarded you 30%. They tell you why they awarded you 30%. Based on your medical records, we saw and found that you have these symptoms. This happens this often. So because of that, we're awarding you 30%. But guys, in the very next paragraph, it tells you what symptoms and what conditions you have to get the next higher rating. 40%, 50%, 60%, 70%, 80%, all the way up to 100. If that condition, all conditions can't be rated at 100. But PTSD is one that can be rated from 10 to 100. So they tell you, we gave you 30%, and here's what you needed to have in order to get 40, 50. So anyway, based on your knowledge of your records, when you read 40%, do I meet that? If the answer is yes, 50%. If the answer is yes, you go to your medical records, you pull out the portion of your medical records that says you have those symptoms and conditions, and you highlight it, and you file your notice of disagreement, which is an appeal, okay? But keep in mind, you have 1 year to do that. So guys, that's the cut and dry, easy way to do it. On a notice of disagreement, which is the start of your appeal. Let's say that you didn't do that. Let's say that you have some service-connected injuries or illnesses that have gotten worse over the period of time. What you have to do, guys, is you have to develop your request for increase. This is when you go in and you request an evaluation for increase. But here's where the problem comes in, guys. You have to spend years developing your claim. You have to, one, go take a physical every year. And every so often, you have to go to the VA and complain about your conditions. You may have to do this over 2-3 years. And I'm not encouraging anyone to lie or be dishonest, but sometime on a Friday or Saturday night, when you're not doing nothing, that'd be a good time to go to the emergency room and complain about your conditions. But the key is, guys, here's where y'all are messing up. You go in there and say, my back hurt. This is bothering me. This is bothering me. This is bothering me. No, you have to speak to the VA how they speak. Remember I told you about that letter where they gave you 30% and they tell you what you need for 40%, what you need for 50, 60, and so on. When you go to the VA healthcare system and see a healthcare provider, you have to complain how they talk. You're not going to use the same exact words, but you have to complain how they talk. And guys, I'm not going to give you any examples because I don't want you to write it down and use what I'm telling you. All I'm telling you is, if you are 50% for a condition, and when you read 60, 70%, you meet the requirement for 70%, what you need to do is when you go to your healthcare provider, you need to complain to the healthcare provider as they speak. You just can't say, if you have PTSD, I'm always thinking about combat, I have nightmares. No, you have to read how they speak. And when you talk to that healthcare provider, you have to speak in those terms. If you got problems with your knees, if you have problems with your elbow, you have to understand flexibility. They go tell you, if you can only go so high, that's a rating. If you can only do this, if you can only do that. So when that doctor is touching you and evaluating you, when it hurts, you need to let him know it hurts, because at a certain point, the rating is different. For PTSD, it tells you everything. You just can't come and say, I'm messed up, I'm sick. And guys, developing a claim takes years. It takes years. Everyone knows that anything that's wrong with you, even if you're not in the military, over years, everything gets worse as you age. So it's common, it's expected. Every veteran who gets VA disability over years, you need to go in there and request an increase for every last one of your conditions, everything that's wrong with you. But you just cannot request an increase. You have to have a record of getting physicals. You have to have a record of going to your provider and getting treatment and complaining about it. And once again, guys, you have to speak to them how they understand and speak, okay? How they understand and speak. That's very important. If you don't do that, you're going to be disappointed. It's going to be disapproved, declined. You're going to be frustrated and mad. So guys, let me tell you real quickly about my process. I retired 1 September of 2006. About 60 days later, I got my first award letter. They granted me 60% VA disability. Now, guys, I know that I was much more messed up than that. I was messed up, man. I couldn't control my bowels. I defecated in my clothing over 100 times. I was messed up. So, guys, every time I got that award letter, my life stopped. I worked on filing my notice of agreement and my appeal immediately every time I got a letter, because 1 year from the date now, they're counting on you, one, not filing, they count on you not filing timely and not responding to their correspondence. You got to respond to all correspondence. So guys, every year I got an increase. So I started at 60, I went to 70, all by myself. Next year, after all these appeals, I went to 80. Next year, I went to 90, and I stayed at 90 for about 5 years, 90%. And the difference in 90% and 100%, guys, was substantial. I think at 90%, I was getting like $1,900, but at 100% at the time, 100% was paying about 3,500. So it's quite substantial, guys. Many of you will never get anywhere near 100. Many of you have 100, but you're just not doing it right. Some of you are just gonna have 20. Some of you are just gonna have 50, and you need to be happy with that. But you got to do it right, guys. So one day I was online and I found this older white gentleman out of Illinois, and he was an old mean white man, and he treated me like crap. But I sent him my stuff. He said, "Okay, I think you have a case." And he was a federal VA attorney. What he did was he looks at your stuff and he files a claim, a federal lawsuit against the Department of Veteran Affairs for VA claims for people who have exhausted all other appeals. So after I had exhausted all my appeals, I was just stuck at 90%. So he's retired now, guys. I found him and he took my case. And over, I think it took about 18 months, he called me and he won my case. And what's so funny, guys, is the one condition that they said was not service connected, guys, was PTSD. I had been to combat twice. I had been shot on the head. I had laid on the couch. I had taken the medication, but they said I did not have PTSD. Now, remember, I told you that I'm an advocate of the VA. The VA is a great place, but the VA administrations, the people over getting you that money, that's a different story, guys. Because I'm gonna tell you why. If every veteran, man or woman who's ever served in the United States military, if they truly get what they're supposed to get, it will bankrupt the government. When they do a budget every year and they sit down and give the Department of Transportation this and Homeland Security this, they will have to give the VA more money than they give anybody, guys. So they really take you through it. They take you through it, guys. If you fight the good fight, you can get what you're supposed to get, but they are told to underrate you, disapprove your request, and hoping that you give up and quit. You can't give up and quit. I call it the war after the war, guys. That's what I call it. I call it the war after the war. So, guys, now it's a whole different video, guys. If you starting from scratch, now I'm gonna go ahead and give it to you. If you're starting from scratch on a VA claim, guys, it's much different. Here's what you got to do, guys. You have to get your medical record, however big it is, and you have to go to the electronic system, whatever service you in, because now many of your records are electronic. You got to go and get those records. Once you have all those records, guys, it's tedious, guys. This is what I did, and no one told me to do it. I sat down with my medical records, okay? I sat down on a laptop. I built an Excel spreadsheet, 2 columns, the date and the condition, why I went for treatment. And guys, I went through every document. And see, this is gonna mess y'all up. Many of y'all gonna say, I'm not doing all that. Okay, fine. You have to sit down at that spreadsheet in every document, not some documents. Well, there were some documents that were not important, that had no relevance, okay? But every document in my medical record, I put the date I went for treatment and very generic what it was. Head injury, back injury, foot, hand. And for each injury, I had a pile. head injury, foot injury, back, boom. And guys, it took me weeks to go through every document in my medical record. Once I went through every document in my medical record and put it on a spreadsheet, I then sorted it by injury and illness. Okay. Now I had an alphabetical order from head to toe, everything that was wrong with me. And that's how I came up with all the injuries and illnesses for my first initial claim. You're not going to miss anything if you go through every document. You're not going to miss nothing. And even though I did all that work, guys, I still only got 60%. So just think, if you leave it up to them to go and find all your stuff. Now, here's another thing about the administration, those clerks. Those clerks are overworked and undermanned. They've got stacks of VA claims on their desk. As soon as they finish those, they get 100 more. So if you think somebody's going to go through each document in your medical record and find your stuff and you're not willing to do it, it's not going to happen. So guys, if I had not done that, I probably would have got 20%. But with all that work, even though I should have got 100, they only gave me 60. So guys, that's the true hardcore story, guys. Something else that happened, guys. Every time I went to the VA for treatment, guys, I waited about an hour and I went down to the basement, released the information, and I got a printout of my visit today with that doctor, guys. You will be surprised. You need to know what those doctors are saying about you, because once again, that medical visit that day is going to be parts of your claim. You don't want to say, well, I'm going to file a claim. Now you got to go to the VA and get all those records. Every time you go to the VA, wait about an hour, get that healthcare provider time to put his notes in there. You go have a sandwich or something, or go drink some coffee, and you go down there and you get those records. And I'm going to tell you, I was shocked. I was shocked to hear what some of them healthcare providers said about me. One doctor said his hygiene is good. His clothes are cleaned and ironed. He speaks well. I don't think this guy's as bad as he said. You need to go, guys. I'm not going to tell you all the stories, but you need to know and understand what they're saying about you. You can also make that a part of any appeal that you're making. What else do I want to cover? Guys, that's really about it. The most important part, guys, is you need to speak how they speak, okay? You can't go in there and say, my knee hurts. If it says in there that once my knee is at this angle, it hurts, I can't do this, I can't. That's what you need to be saying when you go to the VA. And once again, I'm not going to tell you what to say, because if I tell you what to say, you're not going to go read it. You got to get your award letter. You got to read it. You got to practice. And I'm not encouraging anyone to lie or be dishonest. What I'm telling you is, whatever your injuries and illnesses are, you need to complain to that level, how they would understand it and speak. That will greatly increase your outcomes, guys, with the VA. Okay, guys, I got some people here in the live chat. Mo, tuned in at the right time. The topic I mentioned last time. Thanks and blessings. You're welcome, Mo, man. I had to do it, man. I'm a veteran. That going through the VA process, man, was truly one of the toughest things I've ever done. Um, even when I was shit myself, I was being disapproved, and I was depressed. I was angry. I was like, why are they doing this to me? But they weren't doing anything to me. I had to fight that fight. Eggman rocks. Happy weekend, bro. Thanks a lot, bro. Rocking Saturday. Eggman. I finally got my $600. Man, Eggman say finally got a $600. So the latest stimulus check is $600. You know where I am. I probably have a check at the house, man, waiting on me. Whenever I get back, I'm sure I get back soon. I don't know how to pronounce this. BLA Black Ice. got denied twice, bro. If I tell you how many times I got denied. So after I got my first award letter, bro, I probably filed over 30 some appeals. Over those years, bro, I got over $200,000 in back pay. So, bro, I got denied a lot of times, bro. Don't let that discourage you. I got denied probably over 50 times, but I bet they got tired of seeing my name. Eggman Rocks is back. Black Ice, I hit your channel. Hit me back. Mo, gotta stay consistent and keep fighting for your service pay, guys. That's the most important thing you can do. I told you, when I got that letter, my life stopped. I wasn't doing nothing until I got all my research, all my evidence, and I put that letter back in the mail to them, disagreeing with their decision, guys. My life stopped. Mo, can you hook us up with the person you need, or do you have any other companies you suggest using a VA claim? Guys, I don't suggest you use anyone until after you exhaust all your appeals. I told you what you have to do. All you need to do is speak to them in terms that they understand. If you get the 30%, your medical record says your injuries and conditions are 50% disabling, it's there. Get the records, copy them, highlight it, send it to them. If you're 30% and your conditions and injuries are at 50%, but it's not documented in your medical records, you got to spend the next 2-3 years documenting in your medical records. And you don't want to pay some guys. You don't want to pay somebody and let somebody get a part of your money. That's your money. You earn. You can do it yourself. The only key is you have to talk to them in terms that they understand. Now, after you exhaust all your appeals, like I said, in order to file a federal VA claim, the guy who helped me, he is retired, guys. So all you got to do is go online and Google federal VA attorneys. And one great thing about those guys, they don't get any of your money. He bills the VA when he wins. The federal government allows the VA to pay his fees when he wins your case. Just like with Social Security, guys, I get Social Security disability. Most people will be disapproved. Most people, guys, are disapproved for Social Security disability the first time. They hope you get frustrated and go away. And after that, people want to go hire somebody who's going to get a part of their money. No, guys, listen, that first appeal is free. On the form, it tells you if you disagree, here's what you do. And all you do, and I'm going to give y'all this one. If you apply for Social Security disability and you get disapproved, they send you that letter. All you have to do is respond. I disagree with your decision because the totality of all my disabilities and conditions make it impossible for me to obtain and sustain suitable full-time employment. Sit it in. If you get disapproved after that, guys, then you need an attorney. And the attorney that they are scared of who wins cases is Bender and Bender. Bender and Bender are Social Security attorneys. They're good, guys, okay? Now, got it. Thanks, brother. All right, Mo. You're very welcome, guys. So, yes, guys, I get my military retirement, Social Security disability, and VA, guys. I'm quite blessed. That allowed me to be able to take care of my disabilities and myself. So, when I first retired, I was getting my retirement. I was struggling with working. I was hiding my disabilities. Man, it was crazy. But now that I'm not working anymore, man, and I have the finances not to work, I spend every day taking care of me, living with my conditions so I can live in peace. So, guys, I just want to thank everybody in the live chat, guys. You guys make my day. You have no idea how important it is as a YouTuber to get feedback and people talking to you, man. I just really appreciate it. So let me type in something real quick. So I'm just thanking everyone who showed up today. I really appreciate it, guys. And as always, it don't cost nothing, guys, to like the video. If I've earned your right to subscribe to my channel, please do so, guys. Guys, even if you're not a veteran, if you know a veteran who might benefit from this video, guys, hey, send it to them. Share this video, guys. And guys, you are your best advocate. No one's going to work harder for you than you. No one's going to find your stuff. Don't count on the VA to give you nothing. They're not going to give you nothing, guys. So Mark says, thanks for your time. Eggman Rocks Culture. Have a rocking weekend. You guys too, guys. I like that. Have a rocking weekend. Bag of Inventions. You are the man. Thank you. Okay, guys. I'll holler at y'all later. I'm trying to get out of here.